Welcome to What the Wrestling, the podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Stop it. Get some help.
AEW, everybody. AEW, final stop before Full Gear. And we are here to talk about it. So, before we waste any more time, let's get into all things AEW. Let's get this party rolling. Let's go. Yes. Tidai, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling, the show that brings you all things wrestling. I am your host, RJD. Hit the like button. Let's hit the like button, y'all. Hit it with the one time. Hit the like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel rolling across the bottom of your screen. Follow me, RJD, on X at RJ699 on X, and follow What the Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at What the Wrestling. Man, oh man, we got ourselves some AEW. All right, so Full Gear Saturday night. AEW 2 nights ago on the 19th. This will be coming out on Friday, 11/21. My birthday is 11/25, so if anybody wants to rock with me, give me an extra like, give me some extra views, give me some extra comments. God damn it, give me some extra super chats. All will be appreciated on 11/25 because it is my birthday. 38 years old. Man, I was just 25 and I had hair. My waves were spinning too. They were spinning. Good time. Shout out to my cousin. Always try to get my waves better than his. But we got a action-packed show, action-packed week, action-packed weekend. So we got a lot going on. Please excuse the nasal. I am a bit nasally, and if you're wondering why is this brother so nasally, it's because I am still under the weather. So please forgive me, okay?
Nope.
I said please forgive me.
Nope.
Thank you. So, with that being said, AEW was in Boston. They had themselves a 3-hour show. No show should be 3 hours. 3 hours is very long, and 3-hour shows are too freaking long. But it is what it is. We are here, and we will deal with whatever comes. It is what it is. So, with that being said, Full Gear this weekend. Actually, looking forward to that. Do think we're going to have some solid stuff on Full Gear. We do have a What the Wrestling news brief coming soon. Ariel Helwani and TK seem to have kissed and made up. Not the kissing part, but the made up part. I joke. These are just jokes. Let's not get all sensitive this evening. But they seem to have kissed and made up, and that's good because don't need more people beefing and more stuff going on. And I will be having a What the Wrestling News brief. That video will be out this weekend, so look out for that. Along with the other wrestling news, he had news on Jericho, news on Britt Baker. He actually did answer questions this time. I know he answered questions. So I am looking forward to making that video. That will be out this weekend. Look out for that. But let us get into AEW. So AEW Dynamite. We're going to run through this and we're going to do our full gear predictions. This video, we'll see. We'll elaborate on what we need to elaborate on, and then we'll keep the ball rolling. But we had Bobby Lashley versus Rick O'Shea. Loving Bobby. You know what the thing about Bobby Lashley is that scares me?
Nope.
Well, I'll tell you. The thing about Bobby Lashley that scares me is Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. You know, they've been so dominant, and they literally have been kicking everybody's ass. When he gets into the title picture, because you can't keep the Almighty, you can't keep him out of the title picture, but for so long, right? So when he gets into the AEW World title picture, who the hell's gonna beat him? Who's gonna beat him? Because he's been looking like God mode. He's been looking like Supersonic. He's been looking like Super Saiyan Blue. Like he's been looking like Ultra Instinct. He's been looking like a dominant brother since him and Shelton. Shelton hasn't looked this good in forever, man. And I'm happy that Shelton is looking good. Bobby's looking good. But I wonder, like, when he gets up there, who's going to beat him? Who's going to beat him? Like, they're going to have to do some buffoonery to get the title off him. Because when he finally does get the title, he's going to have it for a long time. Or he's going to have to get kicked in the cojones 15 times. Something's going to have to give. But anyway, he fought Ricochet, beat the holy hell out of him. Ricochet was going for the spirit gun, caught him, choke slam, spear. Thanks for playing. Get the hell out of here.
Nope.
See you later. That's all she wrote. So Bobby Lashley has the #1 spot in the AEW National Championship Casino Gauntlet match at Full Gear. So we had Samoa Joe and Katsuyori Shibata backstage. Joe cut a promo on Hangman saying that his only solace is that Hangman's whole world of comfort is going to get very, very different very fast because he is guilty of crimes and transgressions against the ops. And his punishment starts tonight with Shibata, and he's going to beat the hell out of him. And he's looking for justice for what he did to Powerhouse. Man, I am very bullish on Powerhouse Hobbs, man. I hope one day he gets himself a world title because Powerhouse Hobbs is like to see where he was to where he is now. Shout out to Powerhouse, man. Shout out to Powerhouse. Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus Skyflight. They have all of these different names for all of these high flyers. Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and Scorpio Sky. So Skyflight. I'm still stuck on the Skyflight. So what we had was a nice little match. We'll pick it up towards the end. The Bucks, first of all, shout out to Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson is A1 in my book. We like Matt Jackson, but Nick Jackson is great too. So the Bucks holding, first of all, shout out to Scorpio Sky. We haven't seen him in forever. Oh man, remember when AEW was the land of opportunity, and we had all of these people that we had no idea who they were, and they were getting a lot of TV time, and now they're just not. All right, moving on. All right, so Top Flight. We had some super kick parties. We had a BTE trigger countered into a double noggin knocker, so they knocked each other's head off. Dante Martin lands a huge top rope griot. Springboard crossbody back inside. A cover for 2. Ankle lock from Alexander. Martin fights out. Matt comes in, sidesteps. Alexander cuts him off, and the Bucks hit the Meltzer driver. Josh picks Dante's leg. And falls back into the ankle lock while the Bucks run interference, and he is forced to tap the hell out. Post-match, Don Callis and several members of the Don Callis family, we know they have 151 members, they get into the ring and they said, the world is watching Young Bucks. We need to make an announcement that they are joining the Don Callis family. The Bucks hesitate. Don said he gets it. They're nervous, and he reminds them that he got the money flowing for them because they were the broke Bucks. Now they're back to the Young Bucks.
Nope.
Okay. So they still hesitate, and he says AEW is dangerous, and he'd hate to see what happened to Kenny Omega happen to them. And speak of the devil, we have Kenny Omega coming back with a chair, Molly Wops, Rocky Romero, Mark Davis, and Josh Alexander. While the Bucks are in the corner, they pull Kenny off of Josh Alexander, but then they hit a chop block, and then they begin to beat the hell out of Mr. Kenny Omega. He wants the Bucks to show that they're joining the family by hitting him with a BTE trigger. Callis gets in a kick of his own, waiting for them to get it going. The Bucks circle around while Omega recovers. They grab the wrist locks, but Jurassic Express and Jungle Man come to save the day. He has a shovel. Luchasaurus has a vacuum cleaner. The cleaner.
Nope.
And they save Mr. Kenny Omega. Now, I don't know if the Bucks are going to join. I don't think the Don Callis family needs any more members, to be honest. They already have 500,000 members as it is. So I don't think they need more members. But Kenny Omega apparently is back. Hopefully he's doing well. It's like every time I see him, it's like he's in there. I know he's in there, but it's like he's not the same. But you got to understand, like even since I've been watching him, since when he was in New Japan, when did he have? The first time I seen Kenny Omega was Omega Okada 1, right? And that's the first time I seen him, heard of him, anything. So I've been watching him that long, and all the wars he's been in, how hurt he was. He was the belt collector. He had all these injuries. He was all effed up. So I'm glad to see him back, and he's not going to be that same person. None of us are the same people we were 10 years ago. We're all beat up. Even us with regular 9-to-5 jobs, we're beat up. So I can imagine being a wrestler for a living. So, but I'm sure if he needs to, he can pull a rabbit out of a hat. And at this stage, he doesn't need to do all the things that he used to do. He works smarter, not harder. And I just don't want to see him looking like he's hurt. It's like every time I see Tanahashi just looks, it hurts me to look at Tanahashi. I'm like, damn, Tanahashi. And it's like Tanahashi, I remember when he had the bad arms, the bad biceps, I think. They were so taped up. And it would hurt me to like watch him wrestle. Now with those knees, just bit my tongue. With those knees, it's like, ugh, man. And I know what it's like to have like bad legs and bad ankles and ankle issues. And it's like that pain just comes back. And I'm just like, oh, Tanahashi. But hopefully Kenny is good, healthy as he can be. And he's back on point. Always love the cleaner. Now, Speedball Mike Bailey versus Shelton Benjamin. Now, this was a little weird. So the end came where Speedball got hit with a super kick, and then he got hit with a super kick. He like flopped around, and something happened, and then he got hit with another super kick. Like, I don't know if shoulders weren't, something happened at the end of here, and it looked weird. But this was a good match. Shelton Benjamin is number 2 in the AEW National Championship Casino Gauntlet match. So I don't know who's getting this thing, but I'll let you know my predictions coming up soon. But we got Lashley at number 1 and Shelton's at number 2. So we'll see what happens there. But they're basically a figuring going to cancel each other out. So we'll see. The Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli and Mox versus Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. Good to see Roderick Strong and the Orange One back at it. We picked this up towards the end. We had an Olympic slam to Claudio. We had suplexes take down John out of the corner. Cassidy tags in, nails Danny with an orange punch for 2. Wheeler Yuta is on the apron, battling Orange Cassidy out to the floor. He gets back in. Claudio is right there with the Swiss Death I believe he hit him with a Swiss uppercut to holy hell. Mox puts him in the bulldog choke, and he fades to black.
Stop it. Get some help.
Post-match, Kyle O'Reilly comes screaming down, grabs Moxley's leg, and puts him in a submission ankle lock, sort of a knee bar. And Moxley is tapping out. He's like, oh my, I'm tapping. So Yuta comes in and starts kicking him, and he just smiles at him, and he's like, looking crazy like Kurt Angle. He's hitting me. He's like, I'm still going to break his leg. So shout out to Kyle O'Reilly, man. Good to see him back and hurting people. And he cuts a promo saying, no holds barred. And hopefully this begins the dissension of the Death Riders. Speaking of the Death Riders, we're going to talk about Marina Shafir. Love what she's doing. But speaking of the Death Riders, we'll get there. Bandito cut a promo. Good for them. Mercedes Moné back. Mercedes 13 belts backstage. Good for her. Then we had Kenny Omega backstage with Jurassic Express. Omega says that money can't buy family or friendship, but Don Callis and the Young Bucks proved that wrong. And he's mad at Josh Alexander for hurting Kota Ibushi and Michael Nakazawa, and tells Don to count his money because his time is coming. Until then, goodbye and good night. Bang. So, moving on. Alex Windsor and Riho versus Timeless Love Bombs, Marina Shirakawa and Toni Storm. They had a nice little dance when they came out. I like this Marina Shirakawa. She's awesome. We love Toni Storm because Toni Storm's awesome. Alex Windsor is great. Riho, good to see Riho back. We love Riho too. And they had themselves a nice little match. We pick it up towards the end. Mina and Riho hammering each other with elbows. Dragon suplex for two. Off the rope, Shirakawa meets her with an elbow, but a cover for two. A tag is made. Alex hitting with chops. Whips across side Russian leg sweep and a short lariat. Back suplex follows with a cover for two. Down and out in the corner, Tony and Mina pace them with hip attacks. Storm hooks Windsor while Mina always mess up her name. Mina Shirakawa sits on Riho's face in the corner, and Toni Storm hits her with the Storm Zero Driver on Alex Windsor for the win. Timeless Love Bombs move on. Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, and Don Callis are interviewed backstage. Fletcher says he agreed to the no DQ because he's supremely confident that he will win over Mark Briscoe. And Mark says, I'm taking that TNT title home. But he said, don't talk about my family because every time he steps in the ring, he fights for his family with his road family, the conglomeration, and he has no intentions on leaving that behind. So, and he says, matter of fact, he's going to make his family proud. But Kazuchika Okada and Hikashiro jump Mark Briscoe and hold him in place for Callis to say he's going to make Mark Briscoe's kids orphans. Jesus Christ. Kyle thanks Okada for not agreeing to no physicality, and Kazuchika says he was happy to help, and they go to commercial break. We then have a video package from The Bastard Pack, and then we keep the ball rolling. So, we have Hangman Adam Page versus Katsuyori Shibata. We keep this ball rolling. We pick it up towards the end. Hangman is down in the corner. He sinks in the cat counter with a hesitation drop kick. Buckshot out of the corner, countered into a German suplex. Land on his feet, back and forth. The cross armbar from Shibata after a low blow kicked him in the cojones. Page fighting. He gets his foot on the rope to force a rope break. Ankle lock is applied. Page sheds his boot to get out of it. He puts the boot, I think he whacked him over the head, put the boot back on, and then hit a buckshot lariat for the win. And that was the end of AEW Dynamite. So now we have a, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Get out of here. The cat's acting crazy. Jesus Christ. So, Katsuyori Shibata. He takes the L. We have a promo from FTR. Stokely asks Bandito if there's anything they've done to hold up in 9 years, and Cash Wheeler tells them to enjoy tonight. There's no shenanigans. They're not going to attack Dick the Dragon Steamboat or anybody's grandma. Dax Harwood says Saturday is important. It's the match they're going to build for the next phase of their career to ensure they go down as the best of all time. Cool. Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne versus Ty J. Anna J and Ty, or Ty, whatever you want to say. Ty Mello, AEW Women's World Tag Team Tournament first round match. Solid stuff here. I like Marina Shafir. There was one time where Marina Shafir was in the ring with somebody and she was slapping Marina. Marina was just like laughing, smacked her laughing. Then Marina just hit her with a mean elbow. Ha! Take that. And it was just like,
Stop it. Get some help.
And Marina's out there wrestling with no shoes. Listen, I know everybody gave Marina Shafir a lot of crap when the Death Rider stuff first started. I know they gave her a lot of crap back when they were all in NXT with Ronda and all of them. But Marina Shafir, the best thing to happen to her was joining the Death Riders. And slowly but surely, I'm like, yo, Marina Shafir is a badass. like they're using her properly. She's a badass. She's got that straight face. Like, she's got that I'll kick your ass face. Like Ronda Rousey has that face. That I'm going to kick your ass. Ronda's got it. She's got it. There's a couple of other women, too, that have that just, you don't know what's about to happen to you. Shayna Baszler's got it. Like, a lot of these women have that. And it's just, it's so dope to see how far Marina Shafir has come. I'm glad she's getting all this burn. And like I said, a lot of people gave her a lot of crap. But that was more so just the Death Rider stuff was just so bad for so long. But I'm going to look back on this and appreciate that she was elevated and uplifted. And she is holding her own and doing her thing. Even in the ring, too. So we're just going to give Marina Shafir her flowers. All right? We're just going to give her her flowers. Shout out to Marina. So the end came where we're going to pick this up towards the end. Mello and Megan Bayne are doing a German suplex for Shafir. Assisted German on Megan Bayne. Ty J charging the corner strikes. Match is breaking down slowly but surely. Anna blasts Megan Bayne with a reverse STO. And Tay hits a running knee. Blockbuster from Anna J, but only a 2 count. Marina chokes Anna out. And Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne win by submission from the choke on Anna J. Good to see Ty Mello back too. Obviously, we know she has a newborn, well, not a newborn baby anymore. The baby got to be a little older now. But we know she had a baby not too long ago. And especially difficult for the women because not only do they have to have a baby, raise the baby, and be on the road and run from show to show and be a mom and do all this other stuff. But good to see them. Good to see them getting back in the ring and doing what they love. So, you know, shout out to the ladies on that. Man, we're going down to Marco for the ladies. So we have Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander. Chris cuts a promo on Mercedes' lack of focus. And then we got back from commercial. We got the Bang Bang Gang cutting a promo about the $200,000 tailgate brawl fatal 4-way on Saturday. And then the Rock Hard, Juice Robinson is focused on the money and how they're going to invest it, and they're going to be rich. Then we had Kazuchika Okada versus Masakara Dorada. First off, Dorada, this brother is so fluid, athletic. I think he's young too. I mean, he's got a mask. I'm not sure how old Dorada is, but Dorada's got like a pep in his step. He's springy. He's athletic. He's quick in the ring. He's great in the ring. This guy, I want to see more of this guy. I mean, he hasn't said not one word, but I don't care. I haven't heard anything from Bandito either, but I love watching Bandito wrestle. That brother is just like, let's go. He's so freaking animated, man. Bandito is great. But Dorada, I love Dorada. Dorada's awesome. So I wish I could see more of Dorada on the main. You know, there's only so much TV time to go around, but every time I see Dorada, I'm just like, I have never, that's like Takeshita. When I first saw Kinosuke Takeshita, I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but every time he's in a match, he is killing it. I just want to root for this guy. I don't care if he's a bad guy, good guy. He's freaking great in the ring. It's great. This guy's awesome. Don't care. Like, but And to see his evolution, woo, him and Okada, take my money, please. But Dorada is like the same thing. Every time I see him, I'm like, yo, this guy is freaking crazy. Like, he's amazing. I want to see more of him. So hopefully we get to see more of Mr. Dorada. We picked this up towards the end. Dorada hit a 450 splash for a 2 count. Okada takes him off the top. Dorada catches him out of nowhere with a small package. Kazuchika Okada hits a Falcon Arrow. Shout out to Konosuke Takeshita. We see what's going on there. And he maintains wrist control and then hits him with the Rainmaker, earning a shot at one of Dorada's championships. So, post-match, Don Callis gets on the mic and crows about how this is a great win for the family. It makes it official, their challenge for the CMLL World Trios titles. The match at Full Gear will be the Don Callis family, the team of Okada, Hikaru, and Konosuke Takeshita. Okada visibly not too pleased with Takeshita, but it is what it is. So they're telling this long-term story with Takeshita and Okada, and when those guys actually get in the ring and go fight, woo, 18-star classic. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. I'm going to be watching that match like this. Woo, I can't wait. Can't wait. All right. So, Statlander is on commentary for Mercedes Moné versus Red Velvet to unify the interim Women's Television Championship, because Red Velvet is the interim champ, but she was hurt and now she is back. Long story short, Mercedes Moné wins to unify this belt, and she wins with an Avalanche Tombstone Codebreaker, becoming the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. She is now officially Mercedes 13 belts, and she will be fighting Chris Statlander. Is she going to win that elusive AEW Women's World title? I'll let you know during the Full Gear review coming up right about now. So,
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
shout out to Full Gear. Full Gear is coming. So, Full Gear is on Saturday. So, with that being said, Full Gear is on Saturday, and here are my predictions, or predictions, however you want to call it. So, let's see how many matches we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches, and we got 9 matches on the pre-show. Maybe we all have 10. If they keep it at 9 to 10 matches, I don't have a problem with that, but every match does not need 20 to 30 minutes. Some matches, they only got to go 8 minutes. Some matches, they can go 15 minutes. The big boys, they could go 20 to 30 minutes. But every freaking match does not need to be 15, 20 minutes or more. That's when the show comes on at 8, and then everybody goes to sleep at 1 in the morning. We don't need that. Some of us got to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we got regular 9-to-5 jobs, and we come on this YouTube. Yeah, we want to get monetized, and we want to make some extra bread. But we love wrestling, so we come on this YouTube, and we talk about wrestling. But damn it, some of us got to go to work. All right? Tony Khan, please, you're killing me. We don't need 29 matches, man. But what I will agree is TK is going to give you your bang for your buck. TK is going to make sure. He's going to make for damn sure. If you're going to give him $30, $50, whatever, he's going to make for sure you get your bang for your buck. So I appreciate that, Tony Khan. I appreciate that. Now, moving on. Pre-show. We got Mystico, Dorada, and Neon versus Kazuchika Okada, Hikaru, and Konosuke Takeshita for the CMLL World Trios Championship. I don't know who's going to win this, but I'm going to pick the CMLL crew, because I think Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita will mess this up for each other. Something will happen. There'll be a miscommunication and they'll lose, which will eventually start the downward spiral of these two getting in the ring together. I hope this is the beginning of that. So I'm going to pick against them. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus Rock Hard. Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn versus Big Bill and Brian Keith versus Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum in a $200,000 four-way match. I'm going to pick. I want to pick the Bang Bang Gang, but I think I'm going to pick Max Caster and Anthony Bowens to reluctantly come back together and win this $200,000. So, yeah, that's what I'm picking. Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall versus Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. I guess Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall will get the win, I guess. Not really familiar with all of these guys. I know QT Marshall, I know Rocky Romero. I love Trent Beretta. I know he's with the Don Callis family. I hope he gets burned. But I'm hoping maybe they'll actually no. I'm gonna pick Rocky and Trent. Because didn't AJ and QT get the win the last 6 months ago? They got a win. So I'm gonna pick Trent and Rocky Romero. All right, moving on to the main show. Toni Storm and Marina Shirakawa versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir versus Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. This is a tough one. I want to pick Toni and Marina. I don't think it's going to be Sky Blue and Julia Hart, and I don't think it's going to be Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. I want to pick Willow and Harley. I do. But my mind is telling me Toni and Mina. But I like Willow and Harley. So I'm going to pick Willow and Harley. I know I shouldn't, but I am. I know I shouldn't. I should pick Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa, but I want to pick Harley Cameron and Willow. Because I like Willow and I like Harley Cameron. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. We got the Bastard Pac versus Darby Allin. I am picking Darby Allin. We're not going to have Darby Allin win versus Moxley just to lose versus Pac. That makes zero sense. So I'm picking Darby Allin to beat the Bastard. John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly in a no-holds-barred match. I'm going to pick John Moxley to get the win here. I know Kyle O'Reilly got the win, and Kyle O'Reilly got the win in the cage. So I'm assuming this is when John Moxley gets his win back, and then we continue the descent of the Death Riders. If they were ballsy enough, they would have Kyle O'Reilly win this match, but I don't see it. Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander in a $1 million trios match. I'm going to take Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express to beat the Bucks and Josh Alexander. And I'm picking Josh Alexander to take the pin for the $1 million trios match. Maybe they continue the Broke Bucks thing. Maybe. We'll see. But if the Young Bucks do win, it'll be because of the Don Callis family for sure. But I'm going to pick Kenny and Jurassic Express. Casino Gauntlet to crown the inaugural AEW National Champion. If the Switchblade Jay White comes back, I'm picking him. I'm picking Switchblade to come back. If Switchblade doesn't come back, I don't want to pick Ricochet. I don't. But I think I'm going to pick Ricochet for the hell of it. I think I'm going to pick Ricochet for the hell of it. Because we don't know who's in this match. So we don't know who can come back. We don't know who can't come back. But I want to say if Switchblade Jay White comes back, I'm picking the Bang Bang Gang. So we'll see. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe in a no DQ match for the TNT title. If Briscoe loses, he must join the Don Callis family. I am picking Mark Briscoe to beat Kyle Fletcher. And Mark Briscoe wins the big one here and gets his hands on gold. And we love Mark Briscoe. I'm picking Mark Briscoe. Brodito versus FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championship. I am picking FTR to get the win because this will inevitably set up the match between FTR and Edge and Adam Copeland. Mr. Cope, and Christian. So I'm picking FTR to beat Brodito. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW World title for the women. I am picking Chris Statlander to retain versus Mercedes Moné. And I am picking Mercedes Moné to finally start losing all of her titles And when she comes back around and she has 0 titles left, she will finally win that elusive AEW Women's World title that she just cannot win. No Mercedes 14 belts on Saturday. The Hangman, Adam Page versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage match for the AEW World Championship. I am picking the Hangman to retain, and it ain't even close.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
So shout out to the Hangman. Those are my predictions. I guess time will tell to see if I am right. I look forward to it. But with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. Hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Once again, everybody, I am out. Everybody be safe. Enjoy. I'll holla at you on the next one. Monday Night Raw review will be out later tonight. We'll talk a little bit about what happened on last SmackDown. We'll talk about Monday Night Raw. And then we got tonight's SmackDown. I was going to combine SmackDown and Raw, but being that I'm going to be busy tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. So I could do it Sunday, but I'm probably not. So SmackDown review will probably be out with the What the Wrestling News brief on Sunday. So look out for that. As for me, I am out. Everybody be safe. Peace.
Down the Marco.